Reptiles have survived mass extinction events, continental shifts, and hundreds of millions of years of evolution. But survival did not make them alike. Some species evolved with forms so strange that they appear unfinished, unnatural, or even unbelievable. These are not mistakes of creation, but living proof that evolution does not aim for beauty, it aims only for survival. Today, join Top Wonder as we explore the strangest looking reptiles on the planet. From extreme body structures to unexpected evolutionary paths, each species on this list shows how biology can go far beyond ordinary human understanding. Number 10. Red-headed agama. At first glance, the red-headed agama looks like a lizard dipped in fire. Its head and upper body blaze in bright red and orange tones, sharply contrasting with the darker, muted body below. This striking appearance is not permanent, nor is it a genetic anomaly. It is a biological signal shaped by evolution. Red-headed agamas are native to sub-Saharan Africa and thrive in rocky terrains, savannas, and even human settlements. The intense coloration appears primarily in dominant males during breeding seasons. From a biological perspective, this vivid display serves as both a territorial warning and a sexual signal, communicating strength, health, and social rank to rivals and potential mates. Evolutionarily, this extreme coloration comes with trade-offs. While it increases mating success, it also makes the lizard highly visible to predators. Natural selection has balanced this risk by linking coloration to dominance. Only the strongest males can afford to be seen. Females and subordinate males remain dull-colored, prioritizing camouflage over display. The red-headed agama demonstrates how evolution does not always favor concealment. Sometimes survival depends on being seen at the right moment by the right audience. Number 9. Marine iguana Amblyrhynchus cristatus. The marine iguana looks like a creature frozen halfway between a lizard and a sea monster. Its flattened tail, blunt snout, and dark, armor-like scales give it a rugged, almost prehistoric appearance. Unlike any other lizard on Earth, this species has fully adapted to life in the ocean. Marine iguanas are found exclusively on the Galapagos Islands, where food on land is scarce. Through evolution, they developed the ability to dive into cold coastal waters and feed on marine algae. Their bodies are built for this extreme lifestyle, powerful limbs for gripping rocks, sharp claws to resist waves, and laterally flattened tails for swimming. One of their strangest traits is their method of regulating salt. Specialized glands near the nose expel excess salt absorbed from seawater, often seen as white crusts on their faces. After feeding, they bask in the sun, absorbing heat to recover from the cold dives. The marine iguana shows that evolution does not always favor comfort or familiarity. In harsh environments, survival may require abandoning land altogether and reshaping the body to endure an entirely new world. Number 8. Gharial, Indian Gharial Gavialus gangeticus. The Indian gharial looks unlike any other crocodilian on Earth. Its most striking feature is its long, narrow snout lined with dozens of needle-like teeth, giving it an almost unnatural appearance. This unusual skull shape is not a deformity, it is an extreme evolutionary specialization. Gharials are native to the river systems of the Indian subcontinent, especially the Ganges and its tributaries. Unlike most crocodilians that hunt large animals, the gharial is a highly specialized fish eater. Its elongated snout reduces water resistance, allowing for rapid side-to-side movements that snap fish with remarkable precision. The thin jaws, while efficient in water, are poorly suited for handling large prey or engaging in combat. Adult males develop a bulbous growth at the tip of the snout called a gara, used to amplify vocalizations and attract females. This structure also plays a role in dominance displays during breeding seasons. The gharial shows that evolution does not always favor brute strength. In stable environments, extreme specialization can outperform versatility, producing a predator perfectly adapted to a single ecological role. Number 7. Viper snake family Viperidae. Vipers are among the most visually unsettling snakes on Earth. Their thick bodies, triangular heads, and sharply defined necks give them a permanently tense, almost coiled appearance even when resting. Unlike slender, fast-moving snakes, vipers look heavy, deliberate, and engineered for sudden violence. This body design is deeply tied to their evolutionary strategy. Vipers are ambush predators found across Africa, Europe, Asia, and the Americas, often blending perfectly into leaf litter, sand, or rocky terrain. Their cryptic coloration and textured scales break up their outline, making them nearly invisible until the moment they strike. One of their most distinctive traits is the pair of long, hinged fangs that fold against the roof of the mouth. When attacking, these fangs swing forward like blades, delivering venom deep into tissue in a fraction of a second. The head shape accommodates large venom glands, giving vipers their characteristic wide, angular skull. The viper shows that evolution can favor patience over speed. Instead of chasing prey, it waits perfectly still until a single, precisely timed strike decides the outcome. Number 6. Rubber boa carinabate. The rubber boa looks nothing like the image most people associate with snakes. Its body is thick, smooth, and blunt at both ends, covered in loose, rubbery skin that lacks the sharp definition of typical scales. At a glance, it can be difficult to tell where the head ends and the tail begins, a feature that is anything but accidental. Rubber boas are native to western North America, inhabiting forests, grasslands, and rocky slopes. They are slow-moving, nocturnal snakes that spend much of their time underground or hidden beneath logs and stones. Their unusual skin texture allows them to squeeze through tight spaces and protects them from abrasions and harsh terrain. One of the most distinctive evolutionary traits of the rubber boa is its defensive deception. When threatened, it often presents its tail instead of its head. The tail closely resembles the head in shape and size, drawing attacks away from vital organs. At the same time, the snake's loose skin absorbs bites, reducing injury. The rubber boa shows that evolution does not require aggression to succeed. Sometimes survival depends on confusion, reshaping the body not to attack, but to endure. So far, you've seen reptiles that survived by standing out, disguising themselves, or reshaping their bodies in extreme ways. But from this point on, evolution takes an even stranger turn. The remaining species abandon familiar reptile rules altogether, proving that nature has no obligation to look logical. Number 5. Dragon snake Xenodermis javanicus. The dragon snake looks less like a reptile to more like something assembled from fragments of ancient armor. Its body is covered in rough, irregular scales arranged in rigid ridges, giving it a dry, almost fossil-like appearance. Unlike most snakes, its skin lacks flexibility, making its movements stiff and mechanical. Dragon snakes are native to Southeast Asia, particularly Thailand, Myanmar, and Indonesia. They inhabit moist forests and swampy lowlands, spending most of their lives hidden beneath leaf litter or underground. Because they are rarely seen and difficult to keep alive in captivity, much of their biology remains poorly understood. From an evolutionary perspective, the dragon snake's unusual scales are believed to serve as camouflage, breaking up the snake's outline among debris, mud, and decaying vegetation. The rigid texture may also offer protection against predators in tight subterranean spaces. Unlike fast-striking snakes, this species relies on concealment and stillness rather than speed or venom. The dragon snake shows that evolution does not always prioritize efficiency or elegance. In certain environments, survival favors forms that appear unfinished, ancient, and almost unnatural, shapes perfectly suited to remain unseen. Number 4. Mata turtle Chelis fimbriator. The mata turtle looks like a living piece of swamp debris. Its flattened head, triangular skull, and ragged skin flaps give it the appearance of a leaf-covered rock rather than an animal. Algae often grow on its shell, further blurring the line between body and environment. Mata turtles are native to the slow-moving rivers, floodplains, and swamps of northern South America, particularly in the Amazon and Orinoco basins. They are almost completely aquatic and rely on still, murky water to survive. Instead of chasing prey, the mata uses an extreme form of ambush predation. It remains perfectly motionless, waiting for fish to swim within reach. When prey approaches, the turtle opens its mouth suddenly, creating a powerful suction that pulls water and prey inside. This feeding method, known as suction feeding, allows it to capture fish without biting or chasing. Its long neck and wide mouth are essential to this strategy. The mata shows how evolution can favor deception over force. By becoming indistinguishable from its surroundings, survival is achieved not through movement, but through disappearance. Number 3. African egg-eating snake Dasypeltis spp. The African egg-eating snake appears almost unfinished compared to other snakes. It has a slender body, a relatively small head, and most unusually no functional teeth. At first glance, this seems like a severe disadvantage for a predator. In reality, it represents one of the most specialized feeding adaptations among reptiles. This snake is native to sub-Saharan Africa, inhabiting savannas, woodlands, and rocky areas where ground-nesting birds are common. Instead of hunting prey, it feeds exclusively on bird eggs. The snake swallows eggs whole, often larger than its own head, using an extremely flexible jaw and neck. Once the egg reaches the throat, specialized bony projections on the vertebrae known as hypophyses puncture the shell from the inside. The snake then contracts its muscles to squeeze out the contents, swallowing the liquid nutrients and regurgitating the collapsed shell. The African egg-eating snake shows that evolution can eliminate what is no longer needed. By abandoning teeth entirely, it has perfected a niche so specific that competition nearly disappears. Number 2. European legless lizard Pseudopus apodus. At first glance, the European legless lizard is almost indistinguishable from a snake. Its long, cylindrical body and complete absence of visible limbs often lead to confusion even among experienced observers. However, this animal is not a snake at all, but a highly specialized lizard shaped by a very different evolutionary path. This species is found across southeastern Europe and parts of Western Asia, inhabiting grasslands, rocky hillsides, and forest edges. Unlike snakes, it retains key lizard traits, including movable eyelids, external ear openings, and a rigid skull structure. One of its most unusual features is its ability to shed its tail as a defensive strategy, a trait absent in snakes. From an evolutionary perspective, limb loss in this lizard is an adaptation for moving efficiently through dense vegetation and underground spaces. Reducing limbs lowers drag and allows smoother, energy-efficient movement in narrow environments. The European legless lizard shows that similar body shapes can evolve independently. What appears to be imitation is actually convergence, different lineages arriving at the same solution to the same environmental challenge. Number 1. Mexican mole lizard Bipes biporus. The Mexican mole lizard looks like a creature assembled from two different animals. Its elongated, limbless body resembles a snake, yet from its front emerge two short, powerful forelimbs ending in clawed hands. This bizarre combination makes it one of the strangest reptiles alive and a living example of evolutionary compromise. Bipes biporus is native to the Baja California Peninsula in Mexico, where it spends nearly its entire life underground. It inhabits loose, sandy soils and relies on burrowing to hunt insects, larvae, and small invertebrates. Unlike snakes and most legless lizards, the mole lizard has retained its forelimbs while completely losing its hind limbs. From an evolutionary standpoint, this unusual anatomy reflects a transition rather than an endpoint. The forelimbs function like shovels, allowing efficient digging, while the elongated body moves smoothly through tunnels. Retaining only the front limbs provides mechanical advantage without the drag that full limbs would create underground. The Mexican mole lizard shows that evolution does not always erase features completely. Sometimes survival is shaped by partial loss, keeping only what still works and letting the rest disappear. The reptiles on this list remind us that evolution is not a straight path toward perfection. It is a series of compromises shaped by environment, pressure, and chance. What we perceive as strange is the result of fine-tuning over millions of years and a process that is still ongoing today. Which species above left the strongest impression on you, or do you know of another reptile with an even more unusual form? Leave a comment so we can discuss together. And don't forget to subscribe to Top Wonder as we continue exploring nature beyond appearances.